my friend. Stay a while and listen.
Welcome everybody to another episode. I think it's the fifth one of See You in Hell, and I'm joined by Dan. Is your hand getting like tired there?
It was. I wasn't sure how long that initial video was. I was like, oh!
You fucked up my intro. Yes. I'm joined by the boys from BabbleOn, who are literally no stranger to our little neck of the woods. These are some creators who I love to collaborate with. We have a standing Thursday night session. We enjoy the same games. We have been doing that for a very long time. We enjoy a lot of the same things, except our taste in booze for some reason. But welcome, guys. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having us. But I will say, you do like whiskey, so
I do not. This is a fucking problem. No, do I have like so okay, I have a weird way how I gauge if I like alcohol or not. Then hear me out. It's how fast it can make me drunk. So no, let me explain. So if it makes me drunk very fast, I don't like it. And whiskey makes me drunk very fast. It's very scary to me. It's the same reason why I avoid red wine. It's just toxic to my liver. So I stick with the clear spirits, vodka, stuff like that, brandy and so on. But I know Dan, I know you're a whiskey guy, and Chris, I know you're an avid whiskey consumer as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he enjoys whiskey though. He just drinks it because we make it.
Oh, there's a difference between enjoying it and drinking it. I
think there's no real technically like enjoying like alcohol. It's a case of you just drink it. No, I mean you don't go like on like 9 o'clock in the morning. Go, do you know what beverage I prefer right now?
No, but hold on. That makes you an alcoholic. Okay, you're talking about two different things. Okay, you're saying like there's no way you can enjoy alcohol. Are you telling me after like a fucking shit ass day, and you're like, dude, I literally just stopped working for like 8 hours. I fucking hate this shit. It's either a beer or a gun. I'm gonna take the beer. Let's go. Are you telling me that doesn't happen for you?
It doesn't. So I'm probably gonna get some flack for this now. By the sounds of things.
No, it's not about flack at all. No, okay. I mean,
I'm with Chris on this one. I'm not the sort of person that comes home after a day and goes, "Oh, I could really do with a beer or something." But what I will say is, I will open a bottle of like that black sambuca that I had a couple of months back. I was literally finishing work and going.
But that's you enjoyed the taste of it, right? The taste was really good.
Yeah. Same with espresso martinis. I went through a phase where every night I was drinking an espresso martini. Just I was like, oh, I just love the flavors.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I will say that. See, it's a weird thing, right? Between the three of us, we have, I guess, like three very almost like different ways, right? Because I mean, Chris, we got you on the one side. I don't particularly enjoy drinking all that much, but we are here now and I'm gonna do some of it. And then Dan, you seem to be a person that chases like flavor, and I don't know what any of this has to do with Diablo, but fuck it, we're gonna go down the rabbit hole. Okay?
It was better at some point, surely.
You seem to. It's gonna wrap around to fucking Diablo at some point. I promise you. I'm gonna connect the dots. But it's like you seem to be a person that chases like flavor and all of that stuff. And then, like I said just now, like I have this weird fucking thing where I'm like, okay, is this gonna fuck me up in one drink because then I don't want it, or is it something that I would be able to have a few from, get a buzz going, and basically enjoy it? And it's literally like three different schools right there. It's kind of crazy.
I'd say the biggest problem with me as well is that I don't like anything fizzy, so beer is 100% out of the question. So it is.
Dude, every time when I think you can't get weirder, bro, you just like, hold my beer. I've got some new shit for you. Hold on.
No. Hold my whiskey.
Yeah, exactly. No, fucking hell. Okay, no, but I mean, look, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cold wrap us onto Diablo and say, look, of course, I think all three of us have been playing the game like a lot, like I think most of the fucking planet has. And a couple of weeks have passed now. In a way, I think it's like I don't want to say the honeymoon phase of the game is over, because I don't think it is just yet. I think the honeymoon phase of the game is probably gonna be over once season 1 hits, and people, because it still seems like people have this whole big surprise factor when they go like, oh my fuck, you have to level again from fucking scratch to be able to use the battle pass. I don't know if you guys saw the big fucking hoo-ha on Twitter. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think that that's something that's where we're gonna see like a major drop off in the player base, or is this a fucking like a thing, like a non-issue, something that people are worrying about? It's not going to be a fucking problem.
For me, I'd say, especially with the leveling yesterday, I probably wouldn't finish a season on level 100, to be honest. I like too much kind of switching between characters and playstyles. So I've got a Barb, Necro, Sorcerer on the go at the moment. Sorry, Druid as well, but I haven't really touched him too much. And then potentially a Rogue as of tomorrow. So I like to mix it up a little bit. I don't like sort of getting too stale with one character or one sort of playstyle. I feel like a lot of people could be similar to that as well. You've got obviously your tryhards who will get to level 100 in the first 24 hours. And then maybe peter off from that. They're kind of going, oh, well, I've hit that now. I'm going to sort of sit back and wait till season 2 comes out. But again, I think it'll have both effects. I think it'll bring people in and it'll kind of take people away.
Mm-hmm. Chris, thoughts?
I'm hoping that the majority of the player base are similar to myself in this case, because I've never took part in a game that has seasons, like, for example, Path of Exile or Diablo 3. So this is going to be
them, but we've never
brand
taken
new.
part in the seasons, have we really?
Oh,
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So this is a brand new kind of like experience for me as to how this all kind of like plays out. And initially, when I heard that like progress for Season Pass needed a brand new character and everything like that, I was a bit skeptical myself. But now that it's kind of come around, I'm like, oh, do you know what? That is actually the norm for seasons. As soon as you do a little bit of research into how seasons actually kind of get done, you actually just get rid of that. It's you don't worry about that anymore. It's now a case of, well, I'm going to be doing a new character at some point anyway. I might as well use the season as an excuse to be able to go and do it. And if I want to do the battle pass, I'm going to need to do one anyway. So I've kept a couple of characters back. I mean, I've only looked at 3 characters so far, so I've now got a new character across 2 other classes to sort out at that point. So I might as well just shift over and do it then. That's how I've kind of sorted myself out for it.
I mean, Chris, you make it. Sorry, Dan, please go ahead.
The first like 25 levels, you'll get that smashed out in the first 2-3 hours kind of thing at most, and then once you've got that, you've got a basic build on the go. So you're pretty much sorted from then to enjoy yourself after the first 3 hours or so.
I think Chris, you touched on something important there, and that was the fact that, you know, once people realize that they're gonna have to level up a new character from scratch to take part in the season pass, the chances are a lot of people are, and this is a sentiment that I've been seeing on Twitter as well as in comments on videos on YouTube that I've been seeing growing, is people then going, well, there's no fucking way I'm starting another character right now. I might as well wait for the season to start to do that. And look, the point is exactly that. This was at least very much the case with Diablo 3, where your very first time leveling a character to max level, and to get to max level in Diablo 3 was infinitely faster than it is currently in Diablo 4.
Yeah.
And I mean to do it in a season, right, was even faster. And that's going to be true for Diablo 4 as well, because we have those boons that you can unlock that are going to give you additional XP, and that additional XP is going to stack on top of what we got yesterday with the patch. So So whatever leveling experience you had up until this point, and where you can say, Jesus Christ, it took me like fucking 2 weeks of playing to get to 60. It took me 2 weeks of playing to get to 75, whatever the fuck. You can, I don't want to say you can half that, but almost in a way you can. And I think that that's going to be, I don't think people are ready for that in a way that I think a lot of people are used to the fact that the minute they go from World Tier 3 to World Tier 4 and they hit that fucking wall, and now the XP is just drip feeding into them, unless they are running like Nightmare Dungeons and stuff like that, then and at least that was the case until yesterday, right? Now we have a couple of open avenues to us. Like Hell Tides are really good for XP now, right? So are Whispers. So you kind of have three ways. I still think Nightmare Dungeons are superior, but you have two other avenues that you can pursue that both have good reasons to do them. Hell Tides give you a lot of crafting materials that you're in any case going to use. And of course, Whispers give you a super fast way to get your glyphs unlocked, because each one of those chests that drops has a chance to drop a glyph. And obviously also gives you a shot at a lot of legendaries. So the reason for my long fucking exposition now is the point that I'm trying to make is that I think that for me at least, the point is Diablo IV is a casual AR is aimed to entice casuals to play ARPGs. Okay, I would say it is in a way the exact opposite of a game like Path of Exile.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, you have to reach a certain height to get to the Path of Exile, I suppose.
Yes. So and so the point that I'm trying to make is that because of its inherent casual audience and the audience that it's attracted, and because Diablo 4 has so many people playing an ARPG for the first time, and it happens to be Diablo 4, I think a lot of people are freaking out about something which, once they actually dip their toes into the season, they're probably going to realize is a non-point. That's my gut feel.
No, it is a good call. I mean, it's a shock to finally have a game that's like, there's not many games out there that like a season just expects you to start a brand new character all over again. Like, you know, Call of Duty doesn't do anything like that when it comes to season pass. Yeah, sure, it might reset your like prestige rank or something like that, but you've still got your character, you've still got your unlocks, you've still got everything that you've progressed so far. So to expect you to start completely fresh, yeah, sure, it's going to be a bit of a wake-up call for people that haven't experienced it. I mean, it was for myself. I can speak for that.
The only other game I can think of currently, well, like you obviously say Path of Exile, but something like Tarkov.
Tarkov's a good shout.
I can't really.
Yeah, Tarkov is literally you lose everything.
Yeah, full wipe.
You go back to zero. 100%. Look. In a way, right? I would offer the counterpoint to it that you don't lose everything. You keep the game knowledge that you have, and you understand which dungeons perhaps might be better and a faster way through a certain area, and which missions, which quests, which things you should skip because they're dog shit and they're fetch quests or they waste your time or whatever. You might even be wise enough to realize that, you know what, back before season 1 you started playing a rogue and you ended up not really liking the rogue, so you're not going to make that mistake again and you're going to play something else. So you're gonna have that built-in game knowledge. But Fender does mention something in chat here as well, and that's the season mechanics. And I'm purposefully not talking about, and let me pull the comment up on just so that we're all on the same page. I'm purposely not necessarily making so much an emphasis on the season mechanics because we don't yet now know how deep they're going to go. I think a lot of people are hoping that the season will have a big spin on, let's say, a specific activity. I'll give you an example of like what I think people are imagining in my head, right? In my head, I think that people are thinking that the season might bring a brand new activity which isn't currently in the game. So which operates at higher levels. So when you get to your 60 and up bracket, you have Hell Tides, you have Nightmare Dungeons, you have Whispers, and then you have this other thing which we now not know what it is. But we don't know if that's the case or not. We don't. It could very well be that, you know, the season mechanic might just augment some of the things we already have. It might make 4 or 6 of the Nightmare Dungeons maybe a little bit different. Extra bosses in them. You fight Mephisto at the end. Whatever the fuck. Anything like that. We don't know. All of this is secret right now. So I'm very careful of getting overexcited about the seasons being this massive different thing, where I also know Blizzard, and it might not be. So, your thoughts on that? Are you expecting huge changes in the season, or do you think it's going to be more of the same with slight tweaks?
I think more of the same with slight tweaks. Hoping for armories and an easier way to switch between
fucking
builds.
More stash space, baby.
More stash space, yes, 100%. As soon as I bought the fourth one, and I was like,
"Is this it?
400k?" I was like, "Right, so where's the next?"
But I have 20 million. Let me buy more.
But I think one thing, obviously, he's not here, but one thing Benzo, I think, is hoping for is sort of maybe like seasonal PvP.
Okay. I mean,
the way he looks at it is, if they do PvP right in this game, it could be bigger than World of Warcraft.
Okay. Yeah, that's a wild gamble, but I mean, I can get behind the fact, but I'll tell you why I have an issue with that fundamentally, and that is because once you enter into a game that is trying to balance the experience for both PvE and PvP, Destiny 2 is a very good example of that. One of the two sides usually suffer for it. And I like the PvE sandbox of Diablo 4 a lot. And so I don't necessarily want something to fuck with it. And once we start balancing skills and things in a way of like, I'll give you an example, like crowd control, right? Like you versus monster crowd control. So freezing things and everything like that. Now, there are ways right now for you to, for instance, build a sorcerer where you can stack crowd control duration as much as possible, and you can really make those freezes last like super long. Now, that's, of course, a huge advantage to a player that you are fighting in PvP, because you can just fucking kill them while they're frozen. Now, normally how they handle this shit in PvP is they normalize those stats in PvP. But then, because it's a huge amount of work doing two branches within the same game, it usually ends up affecting either one of the sides. And again, I'm just talking about people taking shortcuts here. So that's obviously a concern.
Right, then it could be as big as or bigger than World of Warcraft. Like you say, if they take shortcuts, it's going to be the same game it is now, which is not a bad game. Just it's not going to hit the heights, and whether or not it could be a 10, 12-year game. I suppose. Which
is kind of aiming itself to be, really, when you consider the previous titles. I mean, the previous titles of like Diablo 3,
two expansions at least coming out, everything like that. Yeah, there's definitely some legs being built into this for sure. I can fully imagine that. Okay, so let's pivot a bit to the side. I mean, you guys have both, I think, probably stacked in some decent hours into the game, and we've had quite a few hot fixes, as well as what I would call a substantial patch now, right? In the form of yesterday's patch. What do you guys feel is potentially the biggest thing holding Diablo 4 back from being great right now? Because it's not great. I mean, it's amazing and it's good, but it's just not. And again, this is my opinion, so you can turn around and say, well, fuck you, full measure, it is actually great. But beware, this is going to lead on into another question. But the point is, what do you think is what is the thing that's irking you the most about the game right now, something that you would want fixed? And I mean, of course, there are things like we mentioned, stash bases, but I feel like those are surface level things, right? Which I think we will get more stash base. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
What do you think? What's the thing?
I don't know. I think the armories is a good point. I mean, it doesn't irk me to the point of like I'm genuinely upset about it. It would just be a nice to have kind of thing for me, because I don't really want to keep worrying about swapping gear back and forth and all this kind of stuff just to test out a build. Granted, we do have like build planners online and everything like that you can try out beforehand, but I don't know. The XP was the biggest thing for me, and after yesterday's patch, it's like it's took all my worries away. Like I can actually see my progress even at level 74.
Yeah.
Like
level 8 being the halfway point, and the speed in which you got the XP.
Yeah.
Pre yesterday, was scary.
Felt good.
Yeah. I think of doing a nightmare dungeon earlier and Granted, they're like over 3 levels above what my character is able to do, but because of the amount of XP that I was getting, I was basically getting a quarter bar every single dungeon.
Well, Chris,
really nice
for what it's worth, that is the optimum level that you want to be at, because three above you gives you the maximum amount of additional XP that you can get for fighting harder. So that what you're doing there is perfect. That is literally what you want to be doing. 4 is too much, and 2 is like a 30% waste, basically.
So not the 12 that I was doing earlier. Then okay,
no, 12 is a little bit. It's a bit much. It's some would say it's overextending. I mean, so we were speaking about this earlier on Discord, and I'm assuming you everything was going swimmingly until you came up against the butcher.
Ashton Kutcher, yeah, that's the one.
Yes. Ashton Butcher. Okay.
I was just so upset. I honestly couldn't believe it. Unfortunately, I didn't use any revives up until that point. But literally, as soon as you turn around that corner, and you just hear fresh meat above, and you're just like, we're doing this, are we?
And which level was this that you guys got him at? What level was he? What level was the butcher?
He was 89.
Yeah, you see, this is the thing, right? 85, at 85, he has different attributes, I guess, that get stacked onto his shit at different levels. After 85, he has a fucking barrier that he can summon. And he's quite rapacious with that barrier. But then, actually, the thing that makes him the most disgusting is the lifesteal. He has built-in lifesteal. So he hits you and again, if you round a corner and he's got a good lane on you, then he's gonna go fresh meat, and he's gonna hit you with that charge, and that can actually one tap you in the wrong situation. So yeah, he's quite spicy after 85, and I mean they meant what they said when they said we're gonna turn the heat up on this guy, but that meant you hit him at 85 and you at 73.
Yeah,
that's gutsy. That's gutsy. I like
it's the fact that when you do a smaller dungeon, you're like, I really wish the butcher would turn up. I want to challenge my build. I want to give it a go, and everything doesn't turn up. As soon as you go, do you know what? Let
me just grind this out.
I'm gonna push myself to what is the highest tier I could possibly try on a dungeon. Just run through, and you don't even have to think he's going to turn up or anything and then he's just there. And I was just like, God's sake, every single time.
I will tell you this, though. I have never seen him as often as I have in hardcore. I don't know if you guys have fucking tried out hardcore.
Not just yet.
I have used fucking 9 escape scrolls on this dude, bro. And I think I'm 56 now. And I've beaten him once on the trip to 56 and ran away from him 9 times. So I'm 1 out of 10 at the moment.
I don't blame you. Yeah, I feel like that's going to be great for hardcore, just losses and everything like that.
I feel like I beat him the one time, and that's enough, for me to to talk shit about him at barbecues and stuff. And it's he doesn't have a perfect record on me. I beat him the once, so you always be like, dude, you just got me that one time, and you didn't fight me again.
Sure, your barbecue is the worst place to talk about him, because then you'll hear fresh meat
the whole time, dude. Just the whole time. Fresh meat. No, it is actually charcoal already. But thank you for noticing, Butcher. Thanks, dude. That's very nice. So I mean, I think it's. I guess then the point is, you guys will obviously be checking out the seasonal content, everything like that. I assume so. In terms of when it's gonna drop, I think with the patch that we saw yesterday, and actually want to get your prediction on this. It was of course mentioned by them that there would be one big patch before they announced the season 1 release, and basically before the countdown to that starts. Do you guys think that patch was the patch yesterday, or do you think we're seeing another patch maybe 2 weeks from now, and then? What's quite big?
The length of the patch notes.
14 pages? Sexy. Just stacked.
And yet nothing for Twisting Blades. God damn it. Nah,
it's because it's fucking strawberry. I was talking to someone and they were like, dude. They were like, Necromancer didn't get any changes. Oh, because it's fucking busted already, dude. Necromancer is so fucking broken, dude. Holy shit.
Necro had everything changed except for the bone skills, because bones are broken.
Bone is too good.
Bone is too good, dude. Just the fucking bone is ridiculous, dude. I saw someone kill Uber Lilith in 4 shots.
That's
what the fuck. Honestly, like first phase 4 shots. Like what? Okay,
wow.
Thank you for that. So I mean that brings me on to an interesting. Now that have you guys tried out all of the classes, even just a little bit? Of course you did during the betas, right? During the betas you played everything up to like 25, right?
No, I left some in charge with Dan actually. Funnily enough,
did you guys split it down the middle?
I have touched all of them now, to be fair. But
okay. And Chris, you still haven't. What have you not tried yet?
Sorcerer is one, Necro is the other, if I remember right.
Okay.
Yeah, because I've got Barb to 27, Druid to 62, and
basically stuck with the melee classes. Okay.
Yeah, well, I have tried like testing out range, but range in this game just feels a bit awkward. I don't know even as a ranged rogue, which is kind of like supposed to be like a subclass in a sense. You should have like equal melee and range. And
yeah, 100%. I mean,
decent.
The rogue is representing the fucking the BabbleOn basically.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 100%.
Just there's something about it just doesn't feel consistent. But I don't know if that's just damage numbers across the board. Like sometimes you'll see 1, 2, 3 million, and then other times you'll see 700 damage. And I just don't know if there's something going on with the multipliers in the set. There doesn't feel any consistency.
Do you perhaps not think? Yeah, Dan, go ahead. Yeah.
And sometimes I'll see my bone spirit go and hit something, and then the thing is just stood there almost laughing at me, going, "What was that? Like, where were the damage numbers? Like, I've had no damage numbers before." So it could be.
I have so my question to you, going to the rogue thing, Chris, is okay, twofold, right? Firstly, I think it's the inherent difficulty that range has in this game is that 99% of enemies charge you down.
Yeah.
So there's the distance closing factor, and then a lot of the ranged options in this game they fire in a cone basis. So once something breaches the cone, then you're missing some of the shots, everything like that. And I'm specifically talking about rogue right now. But then the other thing that I think about is that when you think about how damage stacking in this game works, right? And you go like if like thinking from a barbarian perspective, you have additional damage to close enemies, additional damage to vulnerable enemies, additional damage to stun enemies, additional damage to bleeding enemies, blah 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 blah. Yep. And if you find a sweet little combo, a sweet little cocktail of all of those ones, and you're able to apply all those statuses to enemies close to you, you absolutely fucking shred them. Now ranged has the fucking problem where ranged has a stat that is like it's not called far enemies, but you can help me.
Enemies,
distant enemies. There we go. So that stat you automatically lose out on 99% of the encounters because you get fucking bum rushed by shit just jumping in your face the whole time.
Yep.
And then the other thing is I don't think that ranged necessarily has as many options to tap into those additional damage lanes like vulnerable, stunned, incapacitated, frozen, fucking all that shit. And this is why it's like I think it's very enjoyable to play range because I don't want to run after shit and hit it the whole fucking time. It's very aggravating, especially when enemies are actively avoiding you. But yes, I think you lose out on like a lot of the multipliers that you could roll into it. I mean, Dan, you've played some barbarian. And I don't think you enjoyed it very much.
I found the barb early game, at the very least, very squishy. You're constantly pressing Q to put a potion on. I did switch it up to more of a bleed build, which seemed to be better because it was getting a lot more health back and a lot of it was like fortify as well. So I preferred that build to the OP spin to win kind of build, which I think probably is good once you've got all the aspects that you need and stuff. But yeah, the most annoying thing I think with that is ranged enemies when you're killing the melee or the close enemies, and then you've got like 4 enemies just dotted around that you've got to then try and get to
as far away from you as possible on equal sides, you know.
And you've got no way to kind of like with the sorcerer. I mean, kind of need a sorcerer barb mixture because with the sorcerer you can just teleport, do what you need to do, teleport,
or hit him with the old chain lightning right in the fucking face, like.
Which you don't need to get close at all. Yeah, just kill him.
Yeah. No, 100%. Yeah. So I think, I mean, it's funny to me, but at the same time, I think it's something that people were worried about a lot originally, when they saw the depth of the skill trees for each one of the classes, and the Paragon system and all of that. I think a lot of people were concerned with possibly not having enough options per character, not having enough both depth and variety and all that. And I think it's been quite interesting how much variety there is. Sure, there are some outliers, but I think there's a lot of options available in terms of like how you want to play and everything. And I think if you want to play ranged, there's a couple of different ranged options. And I agree with you, Chris. Like it might not be from a damage perspective as impactful as the melee options are right now, but certainly you do have options. And I like the fact that I believe that you were quite impressed with Word of Akan, which is, you know, like a unique for the rogue, of course, which
It's
augments Rain of Arrows. And it just makes it so much fun, right? And I love that the game has stuff like that.
It's one of the best uniques actually going, to be fair. I don't know what it is about it. Just something like seeing all those detonations from like
fucking
Shadow,
satisfying.
seeing like everything exactly. It just brings a smile to your face every time. The only downside I will say is that Rain of Arrows takes so long to proc. Considering we have Death Trap, which is just a place.
What's the cooldown on Rain of Arrows? Like 50, 55 seconds, 45 seconds?
I think you got reduced in there, so I think it's now down to 50, if I remember right.
Yeah,
you can get it down. But it's,
I mean, you can put cooldown reduction on, but I don't think you're going to get it past 45 seconds.
No, probably not. But it's the cast time that's ridiculous on it. It's the fact that when you activate it, it genuinely takes like 2 seconds, and by that time, all the enemies have rushed over to you. And if you're not close enough to draw aggro, you're not going to get the benefit from all the arrows hitting. So
it's got a bit of a dead zone as well, right? It doesn't hit right next to you.
It's right in front of you. It's like an inch or two, like on the screen or something like that. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass to work around, but it is. But it's such a satisfying skill.
Yeah.
But the thing is that ranged rogues have probably one of the best possible uniques going, which is Wind Force. But it has such crap rolls on it. And it has such a low
Force
hit
is
chance.
fucking terrible.
It has the potential to be amazing.
It's also an iconic fucking unique, by the way. And they just, I feel they really dicked it in Diablo 4. It's fucking like. It has to be. I think you'll actually genuinely be disappointed if you see a Wind Force.
I've got two, and I went.
There you go. They're giving them away for free, bro.
Well, I've got an ancestral one, booted it all the way up to level 5, and I was like, right, I'm gonna use this. I'm determined to use a range build and use this to get some insane damage out. And I went into a full lucky hit build with penetrating shots, so every single shot was a lucky hit.
Everything you needed to do, you put in there.
And because it's only 17% chance on a lucky hit for it to be double damage, it just suffers. And because it's distant enemies,
is that the highest you could stack it was 70%?
That's it. 17 is the roll on the actual.
Is the base on the unique. Okay.
Yeah, it's between 10 and 20%.
And then what is like something like penetrating shot? What does its lucky shot end up being once you have that equipped? Like in the 30s or 40s or something?
So penetrating shot is 50%. So you're looking more likely it's going to be 8.5% of all your shots is going to be double and knocks back. But there are ways that even with like uniques and stuff like that, you can increase your lucky hit chance all the way up to 100%. So every single one is. And I was trying it out earlier, and I just ended up being really disappointed with it because I was using Frostburn to be able to consistently freeze enemies on every single hit. I was using Wind Force to try and get, and the chances are so low. And then as soon as you factor in that's with 100% lucky hit chance, like it's not every build has that. Not everyone specs into 100% lucky hit chance. And as soon as you start factoring in that percentage is much lower than what the item card says, it's just it needs a buff.
Yeah, because it's actually, I mean, it's multiplied by that and then to a percentage, right? So it actually goes far lower. I think. I mean, I was trying to do the numbers and stuff back before we had the full game and everything like that. And I think the highest you could ever get it was actually 1 out of every 5 or 1 out of every 4 shots is actually a lucky hit. And even that's still like, that's literally if you're lucky yourself. So yeah. Okay, but guys, I do actually have something else planned as well. I did warn you about this, and I have a slight,
a vague warning, yeah,
vague, like a very small warning. I have a slight quiz planned for the two of you. Okay,
it's not gonna go well,
and it's gonna be basically the two of you going, heads up against each other. Now, first and foremost, I want to say this is going to be a visual quiz, so I'm going to be flashing some stuff on the screen and everything like that. This is a gentleman's fucking agreement right here, so you can't fucking Google and you can't look at chat because people are going to be fucking yelling this shit out. But I've made you guys a little scoreboard. You can see here it says Dan the Man versus Songs of Chris. There we go, and. It's all for fun. You're gonna be playing for sips of drinks, and if both of you get it right, then I have to drink. So that's also quite
made
cool.
Easy questions for you to just as an excuse to drink now.
Dude, I don't need an excuse to drink, bro.
Say again, I gotta take a shot.
You're like, oh no, I have to drink this full bottle of liquor next to me. Yeah, let's go.
Oh, what a shame.
Okay. So in like I said, in some cases it'll be like a picture that I show, or I'll ask the question and then I'll show the picture afterwards. Basically said. So we're gonna start off. I try to make it from like what I would gauge from easiest to hardest. You guys might fucking differ. It also depends if you guys are lore guys or not. It's gonna be interesting, but let's fucking go. Let's start this thing off. So the first one here is, can you guys just tell me who, and by the way, it doesn't matter about who yells it out first or anything like that. It just matters about who's right and who's wrong. So guys, can you guys tell me who this sexy fellow is over here, right?
Gandalf.
Only wrong answers count. No.
Oh, fuck.
Are you fucking kidding me right now? Who the fuck is this guy?
Jeff. Jeff the librarian. That's why.
Really?
I'm so sorry.
Dude, I can't tell if you're fucking with me or not. Okay, Dad, is that your final answer, Songs?
I'm sticking with Gandalf.
Okay, holy fucking shit. This is Deccan Kane.
That's what. Oh, yeah. Do you know what? Yeah,
tip of my tongue.
I said Jeff.
Cheers.
It's not too late. It's not too late to stop this,
Okay, no. I just want to say, like, we started on one of the easy ones, so this is gonna fucking my fucking tits. This is gonna be something special. Okay. So,
if anything, it's still going to be entertaining.
Oh no, I'm fully entertained right here. So I mean, from a score perspective, I'm just going to go ahead and leave this blank right now. I'm just gonna, let's go. Okay. Okay. All right. So question number 2. All right.
Yep.
Do you guys recognize this place?
We should have had Ben in for this call.
This is a town. I'll give some hints. This is a town. It's featured prominently in Diablo 1. And it's very big in the lore. And right over there, if you look very closely, that little blue thing there next to the fountain is Deckard Cain standing right there. So I'd like to know if you know what this town's name is.
I'm just going to go with the only I can think of, Tristan.
Okay, lock it in. Is that your answer, Tristan?
Oh, that's actually a good shout, to be fair.
I just want to make sure, Dad, you said Tristan, right?
However you say it or spell it.
No, I mean like when you talk about like a guy, like, hey, this is Tristan over here. Are we saying like that? Are we saying that, or am I missing? I just want to be sure.
Tristan.
Okay.
If
it's not that one, I'll have the other explanation for the answer.
Okay, so Chris, are you backing down on this one? Are you saying Tristan? Are you?
I will be completely honest. I didn't play Diablo 1, so I'm gonna go with we'll go with what Dan says.
Go with that?
Either way, we're both right or both wrong.
I know it's ridiculously difficult for you to trust Dan, but in this particular case, you were smart to do so because yes, that is not Tristan, but Tristram, right?
Wow.
Yes, It is pretty much the fucking the town in the lore. It's basically where you arrive in Diablo 1, you go below the fucking church, you go to the cathedral, you go all the way down. It's kind of fucking big in the game. So I'm gonna give you guys both like one there, and I'm gonna go ahead and drink something because my throat's pretty dry. I was hoping you guys were gonna get
I'll answer the next one first, Dan, just to keep it fair. But don't expect it to be a good answer by the sounds.
Okay. So now, this one here. Okay, this is gonna be. I guess this is a two-parter. Okay, because like having experienced what I just experienced in the first two questions, I'm gonna have to cough this fucking shit up. Okay, so
can I just say, so I've just seen B-Master say the same Tristan from D3. That's actually new Tristan, isn't it? So,
yeah, but I mean, but I Tristram is basically destroyed. So Tristram in Diablo 3 is new Tristram. Yeah, it's basically wiped out by the fucking demons. Okay, so this lady on the screen here right now, she's quite prominent in the lore. Okay, do you know her name? For 1 point.
Is this a yes or a no question?
No, her name's not yes or no. Unfortunately. I'll give you a hint. She's featured quite prominently in Diablo 3, and she is the assistant to Deckard Cain at the beginning of the game.
Don't you feel bad for skipping all the cutscenes now, Chris?
I do now, yeah. No,
I just want to get to the gameplay. I don't want to watch these shitty cutscenes.
So because it's Deckard Cain, her last name's going to be Abel. So it's going to be...
I love how you connect that up, dude. Let's go. Abel, Cain, Abel. Fucking Deckard Abel. Okay, I can promise you she has a girl's name.
Girl's name. That's Abel.
Jesus Christ, the follow-up question is just like fucking gonna land with a dull fucking thud. Okay, so, yo, do you guys not know who this lady is?
Lene.
Jesus Christ, you get the first letter right. How the fuck do you do that? Okay, so Chris has got it in on Lene. Okay, Dan, any thoughts?
Well, it's clearly not right, but that sounds...
Leia.
Dude, should we make this that I have to drink every time you guys don't know what the fuck is going on? Because then I'll be obliterated by 10.
You're going to be very, very drunk. I'm going with Leia, just purely on... That's the only other L name that I can think of.
Did you say Leia?
Leia, yeah.
Fucking champion! Congratulations. That that is an actual fact her name. So she is the main antagonist, all right, of Diablo 3 essentially. All right, the main boss, if you please. So,
it's only been
Jesus
like 8
Christ,
years since I last played
the song is drink up, baby. Let's fucking go. Okay, here's the thing, though. There is a follow-up question to this, but dude, I have like, no offense, I have zero fucking faith. Okay, but I'm gonna throw it in there as a fucking Hail Mary. Her parents are extremely famous in the lore of the game. Her father is the fucking hero of the first game of Diablo 1. All right, his name is Prince Aiden. He's the guy that you play with when you play a warrior in fucking Diablo 1. He's that guy.
Okay. Right.
Her mother, all right, is who I'd like to know. I'd like to know her name. Now, she's also extremely famous and is featured fucking heavily in Diablo 3. What is her name? This fucking lady. By the way, Dad, is this a good time to bring up the fucking dildo that you are 3D printing in the background there? What is happening right now? I'm just hold the fuck on. Let's get a close-up shot of that. That's a look. I mean, that's a very big size. I'm fucking proud of you, bro.
It actually does look like what?
It does. I pointed that out when I went, whoa.
Yeah, this is not going to work out well.
Oh,
okay, guys.
And he's like, I'll bring that up in the stream.
Guys, can we get a consensus that we don't know the name of the mother?
It's Martha.
Rachel.
Martha? It's always Martha though, right? For Superman and for Batman, I get you. Okay, let's fucking go. Dan, please, Jesus, give me something more to work with. Dude, I'm gonna run out of fucking alcohol.
The answer is Twisting Blades. It's the answer is.
Dude,
Twisting
that's a very exotic name. Is she like from Asia?
Can I change my answer?
Yeah.
Did you have an answer?
Mom.
Mom?
Fucks.
I mean, she's fucking someone's mom, that's for sure. Okay, that is actually Adria. Okay, is the mother. She's a boss in Diablo 3. Looks like a giant fucking spider lady. Hold on, let me see if I can find you a picture of her quickly. This is this bitch.
Right, I remember
this lady.
The boss fight.
Yes, that's her.
Did you not look at the name at the top?
But no, I don't remember the name of the
top. It's answer 3B. That's the name.
Oh, balls. It's really is there anything like a bit more recent? Is there anything?
How the fuck? Diablo 3 is very recent. Like, dude, I didn't do an age check beforehand. Like,
so we did put a lot of hours into Diablo 3. I can't remember if we watched the story the first time around or not. I feel like we did.
I know for a fact I don't think I did because I kept skipping it, waiting for you.
You just did not give a fuck about the cutscenes or anything.
Right. In my defense, I picked up a couple of things and then I
there
just
is
went,
no
right,
defense, fucking songs. There's no defense, dude. It's Blizzard. They do the best stories, bro. They do the best cutscenes. What are you talking about?
I can imagine Chris played Metal Gear Solid 4, and every time there was a cutscene, went to make tea or something. Right.
That's not true. Metal Gear Solid 4, I watched the whole way through because I absolutely love Metal Gear Solid games.
Well, clearly you don't love Diablo. I think that's fair to fucking say. Okay, we're gonna hold on. Jesus Christ, guys, I don't know why I made the scoreboard this big. It only needed to be like a fucking 1 centimeter slice of fucking paper. Okay, so that's fucking. Jesus, let me just fucking drink if you guys don't get it.
Oh yeah, can I get
pretty surely.
Because I was gonna drink every time both of you get something, get it right. Oh Jesus!
Can I get a check on the scores, please?
Oh yes, score check. So we have two. Right, let me get my camera. We have 2 for Dan at the moment, 3 questions done, and we have 1 for Chris, 3 questions done. That is not 110 versus 100, for fuck's sake. Okay, let's go. Okay, question 4. In Diablo 3 as well as in Diablo 2, there's an item that lets you essentially put stuff into it and then get a fucking result, right? It looks like this when you find it in Diablo 3. You have to do a specific quest to go find it.
Yep.
I think I know this.
Okay, I like the energy. I like the fucking energy. Now I need you to give me the name of this, but I'm gonna be so fucking gentle. I will take 2 because you could give me the wrong answer and I'll still take it, but you need to tell me what this item is called. You could give me 2 names for it. Both I'll take as right, even though one of them would technically be wrong. And I'll explain why.
I know the last word is cube because it is.
Okay, I like and I will confirm to you that is correct.
And I don't know if the first word I'm getting mixed up because I've played so much Diablo 4 that it's decided to get this name stuck in my head. But I'm going to say Heradrim.
Heradrim?
No, Heradic Cube.
Okay, Dan, that's you.
Yeah.
Chris, do you want to change?
Hydratic Cube.
Hydrating Cube? Dude, I could use one of those right now.
Isn't that a nice cube?
It's going to be something like Heradrim or Heradric.
Yeah, but he did that though, right? He did that. He took Heradrim and he turned it into a workable word, Heradric. I like that. I think you might want to go with that.
I think it's one of those 2. I'm like about 75% certain it's one of those 2.
75 is not good odds. I would not gamble on that. But I will accept Heradric Cube. Now, let me explain something. What that actually is that's Kanai's cube. Okay, and Kanai's cube is essentially the OG, the original fucking cube that lets you do this. And it was actually wielded by a barbarian who was a sick motherfucker who would basically craft weapons out of this cube to fight the demons with. Fucking badass. So cool in the lore. And what the Horadrim eventually did is they tried to replicate the success, the ability, the power of this cube, and they created something called the Horadrim cube. Now, in terms of storyline, the cube that you get in Diablo 2 is called the Horadrim cube. The one that you get in Diablo 3 is called the Kunai cube. But that shit is badass, and I want them to bring that to Diablo 4 as fucking fast as possible.
Because then we can craft a way to get to the Goblin land.
Goblin or the Cowland.
Even the cows, yeah. Well, I love the fact that you just brought that up, because that actually brings us to question fucking 5. Question 5. So, by the way, I'm giving you guys both a point for that one. So I'm gonna drink. So that was good shit. You sorted that out.
Did it? We're not complete utter failures on this.
Winning in reverse. Let's go, babies. Okay, so question number 5 is, with the cube, right? Specifically, now we're talking about, and I guess I need to ask at this point: did you guys play Diablo 2? Yes or no?
Honestly, I'm going to tell you now, I can't remember if I did as a child.
We played the remastered, but for like
a bit of the remastered.
Okay, yeah. Hold on. If you guys played the remastered, that's good.
For like 2 hours.
Both of you said that at the same time. I love that. Both of you at the same time said for like fucking 2 hours. I love it. Okay. Then this is just gonna be one of those fucking crapshoots. Okay. There was a way for you to basically create a portal to the cow level in Diablo 2. And it involved using the Horadrim cube. And you had to throw 2 things into the cube.
I can give you one of those. Chris,
I think I know.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna tell you what one of the ingredients is. You just need to tell me what the other one is.
Well, no, I know, isn't it?
Okay. Now, one of the ingredients was a Tome of Town portal. And then there was a second ingredient. What is that second ingredient?
I know it wasn't
the Staff of Herding.
Yeah, that's the one I was going to say is what it is in D3. So I've got nothing to go off anything. So I might as well say same again.
So Staff of Herding?
Staff of Herding.
Unfortunately, no. The Staff of Herding is the item. Let me just find it here quickly. The Staff of Herding is. Oh my god, that's. Let me see if I can zoom this in a little bit. Holy shit.
I knew Diablo 2 was pixelated, but
okay, that doesn't help necessarily, but I'll explain what you're seeing here right now. So the Staff of Herding, of course, is in Diablo fucking 3. For Diablo 2, to get the cow level, you had to throw in Wirt's leg, which was this peg-legged boy from Tristram. You had to throw his leg in there with the Town of Town portal, and that would actually give you the secret cow level.
Balls. And then they made it something that was kind of obvious for the second for Diablo 3. Just
I mean, once we get the cube, we can definitely try that, right?
We just chuck in a boy's leg with a town portal.
We'll just throw in a boy's fucking leg, right? Let's go. Okay. Now, next, this one. So things are gonna get a little bit easier. I promise you. I really promise. Okay.
You started with easy.
Okay. Can you tell me the name of this sexy boy? Who this guy?
Was that Steve? No. So I'm gonna go with an in-joke because I think it might be Andrew Fisher.
Oh no.
Holy shit. That's obviously someone. Fuck me. Okay. So this is a lesser demon, right? So we know that there's 3 greater demons and 4 lesser demons. This is a lesser demon. It's one of the 4. He's pretty much what's called a gear check in Diablo 2. This fucking dude killed people by the fucking gallons in Diablo 2, and he's actually in Diablo 4 as well.
Ooh.
You fight him right near the end. In the campaign.
Spoilers, by the way.
Hashtag. Yeah, go for it. I like it. Just fucking Hail Mary. Let's go.
But I've got something like a Morgoth stuck in my head.
Okay.
I don't know if that's correct, but that sounds like
sounds about right. So you're saying this looks like this could be a Morgoth, is what you're saying.
That's what my not very well balanced opinion is going to be. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Dan, is that a Morgoth? Have you got something else for me? What's happening?
I'm gonna go a jack off.
A jack off? This is what it feels like to me right now. So this is one of the lesser evils. His name's Duriel.
Was it might not even actually a lesser name?
I would have taken Slugmaster 5000 as well as an answer, by the way. But Duriel was a hyper favorite in terms of like just understanding if your build could cut it in Diablo 2. So if you went into Act 2 at the end boss, and Duriel would fucking like he had a really fucked up frost attack that he would do, and that could like one shot you if you just couldn't like tank the damage. So he was quite fun to go up against, to chase if your build was something that could handle what's coming your way. Okay, now carrying on with the whole theme of lesser evils, right? And I hope you guys watched those really fucking awesome cinematics that like Blizzard released right before Diablo 4 came out, where it was the 4-part series that they were explaining the history of the fucking demons and all that shit and everything like that. But more specifically, there are 4 lesser evils. Okay, we just spoke about one, so we have one of them identified already, and that's Duriel. He's right over here. Okay, let me make this a bit bigger. Okay, that doesn't work. Fuck me. Right now. So this dude over here, that's you know the guy, the third guy in line there, the slug. That's Duriel. The other 3, okay. Now, I'll make you guys a little fucking a little side bet here. For each one of these 3 that you can get right, you get a point. And for each one of them that you can get right, I'll take a fucking shot. And a shot of vodka. A shot.
God. He's confident we're not going to get this
done. Can we phone a friend?
Who would you phone? Me?
We should have got Ben in on this. Ben would actually just be steamrolling this right now. And
that's why I didn't invite him. Okay, so again, to explain,
driving, flying his drone. So no.
So let me take some pieces off the chessboard here. Okay. There's no Mephisto. There's no like Mephisto here. Yep. There's no Diablo here. Yep. Because those are greater evils. So you are looking for the lesser evils. Now Duriel is a lesser evil. He's right. He's number 3 in this line, and then you have 3 others. Let's go. Baal is also a greater demon, so a greater evil. So don't pick him. So Baal, Mephisto, and Diablo are off the table.
Was a Morgoth actually one of them? No. I feel like I've got the name somewhere.
Morgoth shit.
I don't know where it's from.
It's not from this fucking game. Throw it away.
Well, the one on the right is clearly some sort of succubus.
Well, that was the one that we fought outside the not a church, but it was. She
is also in Diablo 4. Yes.
Yeah, she was the one that had like the chains that wrapped you up, right?
See, you guys are working it out. I like it. Let's go.
I can't remember the names. That's the problem. Chain lady.
Chain lady. Yeah.
The most annoying sandstorm bitch going. That one.
Alice.
Where the fuck is Alice? What?
Alice in Chains.
Alice in Chains. Dude, I desperately want to drink some vodka shots. Help me, okay?
He said don't Google. He didn't say don't Bing. Hang on, where's Edge?
Okay, so then let me run through the roster here. The first guy, right? Number 1 on the left, right, is a major boss in Diablo 3. He's the Act 3 boss, if I believe, if I'm correct. I could be wrong. At this point, my lore knowledge is also dog shit. But
was he the one that had like the top half of him?
He's the one that looks like a fucking crab. Walks around like a crab. Okay. Then the second one is basically like he's kind of like a fucking trickster. He's the one that I would say encounter probably the least out of these 4 in the game, so it's very difficult for me to tell you. And in fact, I'm fairly certain you aren't gonna. But it's also, guys, I just want you to think about it this way: Diablo's names for these demons are classic fucking demon names that are in most lore. These names appear in other fucking games as well as names for demons. So if you think about something like Darksiders. Those characters have it's the same shit. Same demons.
The first demon name that comes to my mind is Crowley.
It's Lucifer. No, I thought,
Crowley?
I thought you were going to say Lucifer.
Supernatural is fucking killing you right now. Actually, some of these demons were in fucking Supernatural as well, by the way. Okay. I'm gonna wait until I finish this drink.
Balthazar? Is Balthazar?
No, that's not one.
I feel like I'm close though with the way you've just reacted.
No, it's because I fucking I know what Balthazar is, so no. Okay, I'm gonna pull the trigger and I'm gonna help you out.
Yeah.
The first guy is called Asmodan. Okay. He's basically the general of Hal's legions. He's the big boss that you fight on the battlements in, I think, Act 3 of Diablo 3. The second dude is Belial. He's the trickster. He's kind of like the fucking the spy, subterfuge, all this shit, everything like that. Of course, we know Daryl already, and this fucking lady is actually one of my favorite characters in the fucking series, and this is Andariel. So she's the spider lady with the chains and all of that.
She did my absolute fucking nutting.
That was a tough fight. That was a fucking tough fight. Okay, so let me just go with.
This has just been absolutely shocking. It's there's no defending.
Well, I mean, I'm not complaining because I'm winning. Let's go, bro. Okay, so
DJ asks, "Is there a demon that will seduce me?"
Is there a demon? Well, they all will. That's kind of like a demon's job.
Full measure?
Now you've got to decide if he's a greater or a lesser evil.
I think that's fairly fucking easy. Okay, this next one's gonna be is hopefully not that hard. When did Diablo 1 come out? Which year?
Oh, balls. Hold on, we've got to work back on this one. We can do this, Dan.
Ben played this. Ben was born in like 1982. Was he? How
81 or 82.
He's 42, isn't he? So
if he's 42, he was born in 81. 81.
So he's played number 1.
There's been between 11 to 12 years between each of the releases, if I remember, because we did a quick Google to try and find out what it stood in. So, and also, it would be one of the first GUI-based games.
Did you guys know? Can I give you some interesting trivia? Did you guys know that originally Diablo was going to be a turn-based fucking RPG?
Oh wow, I didn't know.
Then
I'm glad they didn't go that route.
I fucking fully agree. By the way, we have enough of those.
So it's got to be.
It's going to be around 1990. It's going to be around
mid 90s, I'd say. So GUI-based games.
Well, it can't be mid 90s. I don't.
So
think.
no. Let me help you out. GUI-based games only showed up from about 94, 95 onwards.
Yeah.
Oh.
So definitely not 1990, definitely not 1991, definitely not 1992. So
I was thinking at least mid 90s. I want to say, when did 3 come out? That was in 2011.
11 or 12. It's one of the two.
So 11 to 2000. I think it was about 98. Personally.
Okay, so you're gonna go with 98 then?
I'm gonna go with 96.
96.
That would be my second choice. To be fair, it's 96 or 98, but
okay, cool.
Put me down for 98.
So you guys are locked in, guys. You are literally straddling. It's 97. Okay. So this shit came out like the third day of 1997. It's weird though, because for many people 1998 is considered the greatest year in gaming, because it saw games like Final Fantasy VII, I believe, fucking Resident Evil, I don't know, one of them, Resident Evil 99, whatever. But a lot of people feel like 1998 was like the fucking golden age of gaming, just the same as I think 2008 or something like that, whatever. But this basically missed the mark by like, like a whole year. But the funny thing is, even though it was released in 97, Final Fantasy VII was 97, but I mean, I think it was 97 for Asian markets and 98 for the rest of the world. Yeah. But I could be wrong, by the way. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on this. But the funny thing is, like, for instance, for me, like, this game, Diablo, came out in 1997, but I only played it in 1998.
Half a point for me, then?
I'm not losing on a technicality. Hold on.
No, I'll take half a fucking sip for you, okay? All right. Okay, so then moving on, and guys, it's not going to be much more of this, I promise. I know this is fucking torture. There's 2 questions left. Okay. So now I'm starting to realize that the majority of your knowledge might reside within Diablo 3 and then possibly Diablo 4. So I'm pivoting a little bit here. So what I'm doing is in Diablo 3, right? There was the fucking follower system, and there were these 3 followers that you rescued through the campaign. All right, these 3 guys. Well, 2 guys in one go. Right, and you actually played through the campaign and rescued them, and through playing the story, and then each one of them you could have them follow you around, and you could equip them and everything. But they also had like their own separate side quests and everything like that. Now, something that's really fucking cool, and I don't know if you guys have seen this, but in the side quests of Diablo 4, these characters are actually in there. So they not only are they present either in person or they're very much mentioned. Now, again, because I'm a fucking dildo, I need you to tell me the names of these 3 characters. Because again, I'm a fucking asshole, so forgive me. They have very fucking prominent names, and literally, again, all 3 of these characters are in fucking Diablo 4. So we'll start off with...
But in side quests.
Inside
not
quests.
Main quest.
No, not campaign, not campaign. So this guy is a rogue. He's a scoundrel. This dude over here is like a paladin, fucking warrior kind of type, and this lady is an enchantress. Each name that you give me gives you a point, and each name that you give me correct makes me drink a shot of vodka. Let's go.
Good question.
I don't know why I can't shift off the idea of the lady being called Mara.
The guy on the left, is he not the one in the mines?
This guy?
Yeah.
So I'll tell you the order in which you and people in chat can help me out here. The order in which you unlock them is this dude. He's first, and then this guy is second, and then she's last. I believe. I think so. But no, you don't unlock him in the mines. You actually get this guy fairly early on when you're on your way to the Skeleton King, in Diablo 3, right at the beginning.
I looked over at the chat just for a second and just saw William say "Heradic Cube."
Heradic Cube. Dude, his phone does magical shit, so he's probably throwing it in there.
Was that,
okay, so I'm gonna help you guys out even more, right? This guy's name starts with, so the middle guy, his name starts with an L. The guy on the left, his name starts with a K, and the lady on the right, her name starts with an E.
Right, it can't be Lorath. So in the middle, so it can't be that.
No,
because
that's
the main quest.
This dude was fucking. So no, this is not Lorath Nar. This dude is fucking iconic, and he is in Hawazar, the region. He's basically the boss of that region in Diablo 4. Right now, we can go visit him right now in the game. In fact, he hands out 9 of the fucking motherfucking 44 side quests. I
don't do side quests, okay? I do the blooming nightmare dungeon.
Do you not want fucking 4 Paragon points, Chris?
I do, but I've only just managed to collect the Altars of Lilith. Just because you told me that you collected them all.
Okay, guys, I need some nominations here. Otherwise, we're gonna be otherwise, here's what we'll do. If you guys don't want to guess, all right, then what we're gonna do is all 3 of us are just gonna take like 2 fucking shots.
Oh, I'm gonna guess. So middle is L, left is K, right is E.
So Lenny, Keith, and Esmeralda.
I was gonna say.
Did you say Lenny, Keith, and what?
Esmeralda.
Esmeralda.
Is the one on the right Esme? Esme. No, worth trying. That's my guess for that. L is Lawrence, and the one on the left is
I feel you, B-Master. I feel you.
Constantine spelled with a K.
Okay. We're gonna do 2 shots each, guys, because it's fucking time. Because y'all motherfuckers didn't take this shit serious. This dude on the left is Cormac. With a K.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, I've seen
this
him.
dude in the middle. You really should go down to Hawizar and do his fucking side missions. This is Lyndon, the scoundrel.
No,
And this lady over here is called Irina. Okay, she's the least represented of the 3, and I don't know why that is. I'm not gonna fucking speculate, but yeah. Okay, 4 them up, and then we're gonna go to the last question because Jesus H, Mary and Joseph.
Cheers.
I expect us to be on the leaderboard at some point. So
The leaderboard of what?
Just us.
Cheers.
Can I just point out you have Toothless there, sat behind you, Chris, looking at you disappointingly.
I mean, I'm disappointed in myself as well. I mean, I had an idea that this was going to happen, and I just didn't expect it.
Dude, William just posted Word's leg, bro. Like this motherfucking 5 questions behind, dog. Dude, I can't make this shit up.
I just hope that this has been humiliating for people to watch us. Like they understand it's humiliating, but they still find it hilarious. That's as long as they find it hilarious, I'm absolutely fine with people realizing that I'm an idiot when it comes to Diablo.
Okay, last one. Fucking oh my god. Okay, here we go. Fucking buckle up, fellas. Okay, all I want from you,
Lilith.
Nothing good ever fucking starts that way. Okay, I want you guys to tell me how many Diablo games have we gotten? Okay, now hear the caveat. I want expansions to count, re-releases to count, DLC to count. Any fucking release by Blizzard under the Diablo name counts for this. How many Diablo games have we gotten? Now, I will tell you this. This time span goes from 97 to 2023. So 20 years. How many Diablo releases have we gotten?
Shit, how much DLC?
Could be close to 69.
So think about it this way, right? We've had four main games.
Yep.
Those games have had DLCs.
Yep.
Yeah.
One of those games have been re-released.
Yep.
And then we also had like a fucking, hey, don't you bitches have fucking mobiles release as well. So work all of that in. Does the Necromancer DLC count? Yes, William. Yes, it counts. I said DLC counts.
That was Reaper.
I've got my answer.
See, if you'd asked me a question of like, what was the DLC? Reaper of Salt. We're going with that. I could answer that question. I don't look like a moron on the internet. But no, we're not.
But yet, here we are.
I've got an answer that I think is probably too low, but...
Okay, go for it.
I'm going to go with 9.
9?
I just got to 9.
Dan, can I, without going through too much mental gymnastics, can you tell me your 9? What gets you
let's
to
wait.
9?
Let's let Chris lock in his answer first.
Okay,
so I'm
cool,
locked
cool,
in.
cool.
I'm not changing.
Okay, so you are locked in on 9. Gotcha. Chris, talk to me.
I'm half tempted to say 9 as well, and I think I can guess
You can run them
2,
through?
but I can name the 7.
My issue is I think you guys are forgetting one thing.
Oh, so it's 10.
Or 2 or 3. And it's because most of your knowledge is around Diablo 3 and Diablo 4. And the problem is what happened in 1 and 2. Because you might be assuming that those were just like single releases, for example. That's my biggest concern.
I'll admit I had 2 DLCs. Well, I say DLCs, 2 expansions for.
Did you
Diablo
go game
2.
DLC, game DLC, game DLC, game DLC? Because that gets you 4. So it's 4 stacks, so that's 8 already. And then 2 more, which would be Immortal and one other thing else, right? Is that what you're saying?
In which case, I'm going to unlock.
I could be misleading you, by the way. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna go with
are you
11.
unlocking right now? No,
Unlocking.
Dad, you locked in, you fuck. You're done.
Yeah, but then you gave Chris help.
No, okay, fine, fair.
Right, I'm gonna think out loud here. So
Okay, go. I like that. Let's go.
So,
I've got-
this is to make him have a shot. So let's work together on this. So we've got Diablo 1,
Diablo
Yeah,
1,
exactly.
Diablo 2,
Yeah,
Diablo
you work
3,
together,
Diablo
guys.
4,
You're on a team.
Immortal.
Immortal, Diablo
Yeah.
2 remastered,
Diablo 3,
Reaper
yeah.
of Souls for Diablo 3,
So
and then
the way
I had
felt
it
about
down for an extra
was-
2 because I thought Diablo 1 might not. I don't know about Diablo 1, but I don't think Diablo 1 had one, and then Diablo 2 had 2. That was my method of thinking. That's how I got to know.
mine was
I don't know what those two are.
So the 5 Diablo games I've got.
I fucking
I've
love
got-
you guys. I just want to tell you that right now. I really do. You guys are my favorite right now. I'm just telling you right now.
You're trying to distract us.
No, I'm not. I just my heart's gushing right now, and I just want to tell you.
We got the 5 physical games, and then we got
Yep.
The remaster.
Yep.
Then we got
Reaper
the
of
Necro.
Souls. Yep. For
And
Diablo
then
3.
I'm pretty sure you then had what's the one that Ben like gushes over?
All of them.
Yeah,
Lord of Destruction.
as the Amazon Warrior.
Lord of Destruction.
Okay, so
You mean the expansion to Diablo 2
No, I'm thinking
with Baal in?
yeah,
That's
2.
Lord of
Sorry. Yeah,
Destruction.
there would be 2. Yeah,
Yeah, that's Lord of Destruction.
because I know he always goes on about playing as that. I'm then thinking, was the
Yeah, I'm
monk
putting you guys on a
DLC?
30-second fucking timer.
Oh,
So I
And
think
then you
there's
have to
three extra
Pull your
characters.
final trigger.
I think Demon Hunter was another one as well. So that's 5 + 3 is 8.
Demon Hunter was in Diablo
10.
Diablo 3 base. 30
Yeah.
seconds starts now.
I'm gonna go with
I
11.
don't recall. I don't unless
Demon Hunter was a base class in Diablo 3.
was Crusader. What's
Crusader was a base class in Diablo 3.
It was. That's all right. I'm gonna stick with 9. And if you're gonna say 11, I'm gonna stick with 9 and guarantee it's gonna be 10 because that's how this has gone.
So we locking it in?
I'm gonna lock in. Screw it. That's my best guess.
My fucking boys.
Is it 10?
Honestly,
I swear to God.
I love you guys so much. It's 10. Okay, so let me explain, right? So
Reaper of Souls was separate to Rise of the Reaper.
Diablo has an expansion. It's called Hellfire. Okay. And then you have Diablo 2 and Lord of Destruction came out for that. Diablo 3, and then Diablo 3 actually has 2 expansions. Even though I personally think that like Rise of the Necromancer does not count as an expansion because it was literally the
Just the
class
character.
and like the fucking introduction quest to the class. That's it, right? And then you had Resurrected, you had Immortal, and you had 4. Boom, done. Fucking 10.
I honestly thought Reaper of Souls and Rise of the Necromancer were tied together. I honestly thought they were.
Well,
like,
if you
Reaper of
buy
Souls
them now,
was the
they
name
are.
of.
Yeah, if you
that's-
buy them
that's how
now,
I
they
felt about
fucking are 100%.
Yeah, balls.
Yeah,
That's where I got wrong.
tits.
Well, at least I can explain it. I don't feel stupid on that one. I feel like I was close enough.
No, I mean, dude, it's when you fucking reason it out that's why I told you guys, like, I love you guys so much. Like, when you sit and reason it out, that's fucking good shit. But that's
But still
yeah, that's so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a little final score here, but I'm gonna give you a heads up.
It's
Dan
disappointing.
fucking wins.
I'm guessing by 1.
Dan wins by 1. So Dan,
First game.
that gives you the supreme bragging rights, sir. You won the fucking the lore quiz, the ultimate lore quiz. I'll have you know, on the fucking See You in Hell podcast, and your fucking cap and your shirt is on its way. Guys,
After that, I'll take a shot.
yeah, let's fucking go. Cheers.
I need to drink this away.
Tell me something. You need to drink this away. I guess I want to end this off with, and I want to ask you, like, what is on your wish list for the first expansion for Diablo 4? What is the, like, give me 2 items per guy. what is the 2 things that you want the most from the expansion, which we'll probably see maybe 10 to 12 months from now? What do you want?
I want to say more mechanics in the sense of you come to a boss, and it's not always going to be the same with it. So let's say you come against the same boss 10 times in a row. With that boss, you're going to have to do different things in order to drop the barrier or something. So not necessarily just kill that enemy, but maybe like
just
work
shoot
out
it
some
till the
sort of,
life bar depletes to 0.
Yeah,
you know,
work out some sort of puzzle that you can then, once you've unlocked that puzzle, you can then deal the damage or something. Something that gets you thinking, you're not just thinking about what's the best build that I can do to defeat it, but more in the moment you've got to try and come up with a way that you need to actually defeat it. Obviously, you'll eventually run out of the different methods, so you will obviously repeat them.
But we could use more, is what you're saying. We could use a couple of more than just race to kill, deplete.
Yeah, more mechanics. I suppose actually that counts inside Nightmare Dungeons as well.
Let's play them off each other. So that's one. Dan, Chris, from your side.
I don't know if it's a tall ask, but I would like.
It's no tall ask, baby. Only things we want, things we dream for.
True enough. I want to see one more class added, which is going to be a Crusader or Paladin style class, because I feel like that's
a holy class, right?
I think there's one that's like purely goes in with a shield and like is supposed to be designed to be the tank of the group. I feel like that's sorely missing right now. I feel like everyone's kind of geared towards DPS, and I would like to see that class make a return from Diablo 3.
Possibly something that provides buffs and heals and stuff like that. Yeah. But I can tell you, I fucking wholeheartedly agree with you, and that's a really good.
You've already just said what I was going to say next. I think I have mentioned to Chris before. I'd love the kind of the healing, the buffing kind of class, the support class. Something that's not just purely based on how much damage can I do, but more how much can I help the rest of the players around me. But obviously, you can hold your own when playing solo.
There's like a tree for when you're on your own, and then it's like the tree when you're with buddies.
Yeah, so it's like with the armory, I guess, because you don't want to just go, right, this is my buff class. Oh, I can't play because no one's online. You want to be able to then just quickly press a button, switched. Whether that could be the class itself, you could have like a press number, like skill number 1 gives you your skills deal damage.
Oh, dude, I like what you're saying, man. Holy shit. Yes. So for example, like what I'm thinking, and I'm sorry, I'm fucking parroting off what you're saying right now, but like something like you drop an AoE skill, but if your allies are inside that skill, they heal, but if enemies are inside that skill, they take damage. Something like that. So multi-use skills.
So either you have it so it's like that all the time, or you, like with trying to go the game, it's like Path of Exile where you like press X and it swaps your weapons around. So you can go from like a sword and shield to just a two-handed sword or something. Something like that where you can switch between like an offensive weapon and defensive weapon.
Yeah,
you could do it like what the Druid kind of has in terms of their companions, because obviously they're there as standard. You could have it as like a healing aura around yourself that's very slow, kind of like passive over time kind of heal. And then when you activate it, it like just like a column of light just summons it straight down.
I mean, Chris, in a way that actively like gimps you in a way because it takes one of your slots away. In a way, right?
I like your idea of an area of effect that the description would be if hitting an enemy deals 25 damage. If hitting a friendly
heals for or buffs damage by 10% or something like that. Yeah, 100%. Okay, and songs, your second thing.
A second thing is I want to see them expand on what the Butcher does. I actually like the idea of having a DPS check, a tanking check,
like ambushes,
that just randomly spawns. Yeah, I like that idea. But just give us the Butcher, but give us something else that can randomly spawn and has a different set of loot pools.
Or like a randomly, like a portal to the fucking cow level spawns.
Or that, yeah. I mean, I feel like they've got to add that in at some point, surely. I mean, it's been.
For sure, it will come. It will come. They've hinted at it enough, but I feel like so. You guys remember Diablo 3? We had different kinds of loot goblins, right?
Yes.
You guys remember that? So we've gone, done away with that now, and we have like the one, vanilla fucking kind of loot goblin. But the point is, like, I think I fully fucking I like that idea. I like the idea of like spontaneous, weird fucking encounters that like check you in a way.
Yeah.
So the butcher absolutely is a fucking DPS and armor check for sure.
Yep.
But how about we have some other checks? How about we have some other things, like let's say something where
Speed.
a fucking weird pattern appears on the floor and you have to step in the pads in a certain order, and that opens up a portal to some loot or something like that. And if you don't do, so that's like a dexterity check. You know what I mean? Like something like that. But there's things they can do, and it doesn't just have to be the butcher. I think the way that they leaned into the butcher was really good, and it feeds into the mythology of what the butcher is, and that's phenomenal. But I think that's guys, fucking great suggestions. I love that shit, and I hope that we see at least some of that stuff when the expansions drop. Maybe even they can fucking like flow some of the stuff in during the seasons. Who knows? Blizzard have come out and said that a huge amount of their effort is actually going to go into the seasons. The seasons is a big deal for them. And I hope that I understand that correctly, that it means that in terms of like their effort, it's not, it's not just cosmetics, but it's also, content. But yeah. But guys, that's obviously going to be it for tonight. We went a little bit over. Usually the time thing is an hour, but I guys, I had so much fun with you. I appreciate you for being here. It was a phenomenal time. I really liked having you guys on. There's something that I'm working on for a little bit later down the line, where I'm literally gonna have like fucking a bunch of people in as a round table to possibly discuss things, let's say when we're like balls deep into fucking season 1 or something like that. And I'd very much love to have you lads on again as well. So I'll obviously be in touch with you around that time and everything, but thank you very much. The link to your channel, everything like that, is in the description of the stream, obviously. If you guys want to give any shout outs, anything like that, to your content or specifically to a person or anything like that, please feel free to do so. Otherwise we're going to go ahead
I'm going to shout out to myself. I'm going to no, obviously our channel is BabbleOn. We primarily do YouTube. You can find us over on Twitter, which is BabbleOn BCD, where we put a couple of like little clips there. But if you want to like speak to us on a regular basis, it's either there or in our Discord. But YouTube is primarily where we put our builds, and anything else that we fancy is Diablo IV worthy. So unless Dan wants to add to that.
Enjoy.
Okay, fair enough.
Also, Dan, I want to wish you all the luck possible with that giant dildo that you're printing in the background there. I hope it gives you
Can I point out,
hours
it's
of
also it's basically this handle again. I'm remaking this sword.
No, but all jokes aside, guys, listen, thank you so much for everything. As always, it's a huge pleasure. And take care of yourselves. The audience that joined us here, thank you so much. I did see a dono from DJ as well, which I think deserves a big old drink from everybody. So big old cheers. Everybody take care. Enjoy the rest of your week, and